Good afternoon, everyone. Jonathan Davis here with Davis Autosports. Excited to offer you guys, as you'll see in this video, a absolutely pristine 2000 Jeep Cherokee Sport XJ. This is a Carfax certified guarantee vehicle with a flawless history, clean and clear title, in hand, in-house, ready to sign over with 57,000 original and documented miles. This Jeep has a ton of tasteful upgrades just recently done, as well as some major services. Now, this is a sort of collab between the previous owner and Davis Autosports. I want to point out a few things in this video. First and foremost, we have not reconditioned this Jeep yet. We just got it in about 4 days ago. So there's a few small little door dings, and there's a dent on the rear pillar that you may have just saw that is going to come out over the next 2 weeks when we recondition and finish servicing this Jeep. Now, a few things I want to make perfectly clear. You are buying this from Davis Autosports. Everything that we sell with all of our Jeeps, you're going to get with this Jeep. The attention to detail, the whole shebangs, if you will. The reason I'm bringing that up, I'm the owner of Davis Autosports. I'm Jonathan Davis. We have sold well over 500 XJs. Maybe 350 plus have been modified by us. I have sold maybe 2 XJs since we started the company that were previously done, and this is one of them. Now, the gentleman that we bought this Jeep from originally reached out to us about a year ago to have us build the Jeep for him. Due to our backlog, we were unable to do so in a time period that he wanted it done. So we sort of teamed up with him to get all the parts, mock up the build for him just the way he wanted it, got in touch with shops in his area, communicated with them, and he did sort of hire us to oversee the build long distance, if you will. That's not something that we commonly do. We did it for this gentleman and expected nothing out of it. We were blessed enough for him to contact us about 3 weeks ago. He's having some hip issues. He is an elderly gentleman. He's almost 70 years old. I'll give you his phone number if he doesn't mind. I don't say that in my videos like other dealers. Oh, it's an old person car, blah, blah, blah. And getting in and out, and just at his age with his, physical mishaps, it's just not something that's working out for him. He called, he said, hey, do you want to buy the Jeep? I said, absolutely. We know this Jeep very, very well. And man, you're getting a super nice Jeep. So although we didn't actually upgrade it, we put the build together in a nutshell. And of course, we are going through the whole Jeep. So it's no different than you buying a Jeep from us. We're going through it top to bottom, inside out. I've already spent 3 days with the Jeep. The Jeep was done very, very well. And it's a very similar build to what we would do here. And you'll see that in the video, a lot of commonalities. Now, there's things that we've already done to the Jeep to add some of our touches, and there's things that we are going to do. I know I'm blabbing. I'm just trying to get everything out before we start losing light. First, I'm going to go over the overall condition of the Jeep for you guys. Keep in mind, we have not reconditioned this Jeep. We are going to, but wow, is this thing in absolutely incredible condition. What we're going to do to it is paint correct it, but you'll see in this video, the paint and the body on this thing is absolutely incredible. Now, there are a couple little door dings, nothing major at all. You probably won't even see them in the video, that we're going to get out. And we also are going to paint correct it. Although this paint looks better than 99% of the Jeeps that you will ever find. It's absolutely incredible. When he first reached out to us about 3 years ago about providing a Jeep in a build, we just weren't able to link up and get everything. So we finally found this one out of California. So wait till you see the undercarriage of this thing. I mean, it is brand new underneath. The rockers are brand new. The bottom of the doors are brand new. It's absolutely incredible. One of the most rust-free Jeeps you will ever find. I'll show you all the bottom of the doors as we make our way around, but I mean, look at it. It is absolutely perfect. So, California-based Jeep. So the main, really not the main, the only sort of wear item is we have a ding right there, and we're gonna do that in our body shop. You guys know the ability of our body shop. You will never know that that was there, and it's gonna look absolutely brand new when we're done with it. But the rest of this Jeep is incredible, and that just recently happened as well. He is not the type of guy to have that on one of his rigs. Now, the guy was extremely fair, in all honesty, with selling the Jeep to us for a very fair price, given what the Jeep is and what he has in it. And I think it had a lot to do with us helping him through the build and, you know, holding his hand, if you will, and getting everything done. So we're sort of passing that on. So you're getting a Jeep that has our quality behind it, without our typical standard cost. So as you see, condition wise, this thing is absolutely incredible. We'll start to go through some of the upgrades and servicing as well. So when he bought the Jeep, it was 100% all original California rust-free Jeep. So him being sort of an older school guy, he's sort of had previous vehicles lifted by Skyjacker. Skyjacker isn't too big in the XJ community, but he was adamant about it. He sort of liked it. So the entire lift is all Skyjacker. It's actually, we've never used them on an XJ, and as we look through all the components, it's actually a pretty damn decent system on here. Everything's done correctly. So you have a full Skyjacker lift, coils, shocks, rear shocks, full leaf springs, control arms, sway bar end links. It's a very, very nice system. And like I said, all this stuff was just all recently done. Now, we haven't done anything to the undercarriage yet to clean it all up, so you're seeing it just the way we got it. But upgraded track bar, sway bar end links, coils, shocks, as I mentioned, steering stabilizer, all done very, very well. I'm gonna crawl underneath here so you guys can, let me just look at that wheel well. I mean, just extremely clean. As you'll notice, there are G2 diff covers on it. So at the time of the build, in addition to the suspension, the whole drive line was serviced, which we will go over as well. But this thing is just naturally so clean, so nice. Bump stops as well. So there's about 3,000 miles, about 2,700 miles on the whole build, the tires. I mean, just look at how clean this is. And I mean, honestly, all this stuff will look brand new once we actually clean it. It'll look like new money, but this thing is absolutely perfect. While we're down here, he did a high flow cat as well, exhaust system. But look at the control arm brackets. So one of the things we do is we do replace the hardware on all of our Jeeps. So if that's something that you're wanting, with this being a California Jeep, the hardware isn't hateful. It's something that's going to easily be able to be removed. Obviously, they did it to install everything, but that is one thing that we do, is replace all the hardware with grade 10 hardware. T-case drop down. There's no driveline vibration anywhere. I mean, just look how clean. You do not find, and this is factory undercoat right here. That's on every XJ ever produced. But the part where it's not sprayed, I mean, just look at it. You do not find Cherokees like this. Super clean. I mean, it's incredible to find an XJ this clean. See what I do for you guys? Show me another owner of a company that's on the ground showing off vehicles that you guys are buying. So I think you've seen enough of this undercarriage. It's truly one of the cleanest ones I've seen. Give you a quick glance. Full leaf springs as well. Another nice upgrade that he did was a gas tank shield. Common rust area on the XJs, perfect there. Full rear leaf pack, G2 diff, all the entire drive line at time of build. Front diff, rear diff, transmission, and T-case were all serviced. Look how clean this undercarriage is. And for you guys that aren't familiar with XJs, that drive shaft looking like that, that is like a dust surface rust. It's not scaly, that is completely normal. This thing is absolutely primo. Upgraded bump stops as well. And this thing could not get any cleaner. I can tell you guys, hitch as well. Nice grade 10 hardware there. 4-pin. This thing's not gonna last. So if you're watching this on eBay, go to our website, davisautosports.com. This thing's gonna probably won't even last throughout the weekend. So full suspension is shown. Nice set of BFG KO2 tires. Give you a size on that. That's a 265/70/17 on a Raceline wheel. The wheels got a sort of bronze face, black lip. If you're not crazy about the wheels are obviously very optional, so we can switch that out to another 17. That way you're able to use the nice tire. If you want our traditional wheel and tire package, we can work out some sort of trade on that. Wheels are preference. I'm not in love with the wheels, but that's just me personally. Bushwhacker fender flares, as well as the time of the build that he got done. They're done very, very well. Windshield is absolutely perfect. I mean, look at the gloss on that paint. I mean, besides being a California Jeep, this thing was in a garage. You can't last 2 summers with this thing being outside with paint on the roof like that. And another thing, this is original paint on the hood, and it has 0 crow's feet, which is nearly unheard of. So it's a truly garage kept Jeep. I don't even need to speak to the owner to know whether it was garage. Original paint looking like this and that. And the rain gutters, she's garaged. Belt moldings in beautiful condition. Usually these trim pieces around start to peel off and everything. So man, this thing has a lot going on for it. We'll get into the inside in a moment because she's really clean. We did add the LED headlights as well. So what we're gonna do essentially to the outside, we may put a basket on by request, but we're gonna paint correct it. And for the most part, cosmetically to the exterior, besides the few little door dings, and you guys probably didn't even notice them because they're that small. We're gonna get this rear gate fixed for you guys. Does have a backup camera as well. And other than that, fix the rear, paint correct it, and she'll be good to go there. I'm not going to show you any more of the undercarriage. I think you guys got a great idea how clean and pristine this is. I'll go ahead and show you the engine bay, show you the inside, which is equally impressive. And all these things that you're seeing are the reason that we bought this Jeep. Because you don't find previously lifted Jeeps like this. Now, here's another big ticket item. So when the gentleman contacted us, he was older. He gets online when he's doing research on the Cherokees, and he says to me, he goes, hey, I found a super clean Cherokee out of California, being this one, low mileage. I really, really want it. However, it's a 2000. I go, okay, what's your point? He goes, I read on the internet that the cylinder heads are bad. So obviously the 2000 and 2001s have the 331 head. they are more prone to cracking than the non-331 casting. For all you XJ gurus, you guys know that. For people that are unfamiliar with the Cherokees that are looking at them, if you do a little bit of research, if you look at the 2000 and 2001 models, they have a different cylinder head than the 99 in back, and the 2001 is more prone to cracking. So in complete maintenance of not having any head issues at all, part of our process of helping him out, and this is preventative maintenance that he did, this just goes to speak of the ownership of this guy. He goes, hey, I want to prevent that. How do I prevent that? I said, well, without replacing the head, there's things that you can do. Pay attention to your temps, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, the only way to truly prevent it is to replace the cylinder head. He's like, man, 50,000 miles. I said, yeah, I get it. So we went ahead and provided him one of the cylinder heads of ours. So this thing has a brand new cylinder head. Well, as of 6, 7, 8 months ago, less than 2,000 miles. With that full service getting done, that by itself, he spent $2,800 to have a preventative service. Cylinder head that isn't going to be prone to cracking and everything else. So this thing is as bulletproof now as you're going to get. Engine bay, as you see, she's absolutely spotless. We're going to wire loom and clean up some of, well, really just one wire relay that he had installed. So another thing he had done, researching on the internet, he's like, hey, I heard they have heat soak issues. So, you know, bless the guy. So he's one of those guys where he'll get on a forum and read one thing, not knowing there's millions of these out there. And if a handful have this problem, he thinks they all have them. So upgraded the cylinder head. He obviously got the insulation kit for the injectors and the fuel rail and all that sort of stuff. So all the sort of stuff that you may speculate about these things, it has been taken care of. So overdone, but better overdone than not done. But yeah, engine bay, hood, everything is, I mean, just super, super, super clean. Another thing that he did at that time is, so this does have a tranny cooler, which is really nice, but there is a delay on the fan. So when this Jeep cuts off, the fan will run, and you'll get that on a lot of vehicles. You'll get that on a lot of aftermarket vehicles with forced induction turbos, all that sort of stuff, just to cool everything down quicker. So what that will do is prevent and attempts to prevent heat soaking and all that, which some 4.0s are known for, especially in very hot regions of the US. When it's 100 degrees humid, it'll get a vapor lock, if you will, and when you restart it, this isn't prone to this Jeep. This is just 4.0s in general. So these are things that he did to prevent that from happening online, or that he read online, excuse me. I am very sick, so my brain's not firing at 100%. I don't know if it ever does anymore now with everything I have going on, but so yeah, I mean, this thing, over the top service. Let's get to the inside because it's going to continue to impress you. Non-smoker, no animals, no children, older guy. This thing is truly mint. Beautiful. I know I've already showed you this door. No rip on the vinyl. Weather text throughout. The carpets underneath are absolutely beautiful. Steering wheel perfect. 12 o'clock is perfect. No sticky. Dash is perfect. Super, super nice Sony upgraded system. Bluetooth. There's the microphone. Backup camera when you go in reverse, and then you also have a button right here in front of the shifter that you can hit that while you're driving to activate the camera, which is really nice for a lot of different situations. Headliner has also been done, so it's got a brand new headliner. Seats are in beautiful condition. Center console's in great condition. I mean, she's all there. Has the USBs back ran to the head unit, so when you plug in there, it will charge, but it will also play music through your phone. So that's done very nice and clean. Every single thing works in this Jeep. Let me go ahead and get this thing cranked up as well. You have the chip keys, which is very nice, and you have both of those. cranks right on up. WeatherTech's in the back seats are perfect. Top of the seats, over the years these things get ripped up, people sliding stuff over the top. Not an issue here whatsoever. I mean, carpets, I've already pulled them back there, literally perfect all the way around. Whoever did the headliner, they did a great job. Paint, beautiful. Bottom of the doors. Jeep does have a factory limited slip differential as well. WeatherTech liners back here. Cargo's not all tore up. Clean, 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 clean. No rust. This top of the tailgate is known to have rust issues. Very, very, very clean. All the way around. Zero issues. Very neutral smell in the Jeep too. A lot of these Jeeps over years can get a little funky, a little staley. Can't really put your finger on it what the smell is, and there's just no odor at all in this thing. There's no smell of anything. I mean, look at the bottom of these doors. I mean, they are literally like brand new. Usually, even when these things are rust free, they'll still have a bunch of dirt in here that's just nearly impossible to get out. And I mean, this thing is, the bottom of the carpet right there is in great condition. I mean, this is absolutely beautiful. Check out part of the unibody frame. I can tell you, our Jeeps that we are building, gosh, we have, so 3 just went out this week. That blue 2-door right there is going out and sold. That green one's going out and sold. And those, the other green one and the red one, all those are gone, getting wrapped up, getting out of here. But we literally, depending on the build that we're doing, we're anywhere from 12 months to 3 years out. So to get a Jeep like this, of this quality, that we would build, that we would buy, that we would do all this stuff to, it's a good come up. It really is. And condition wise, I mean, gosh. I mean, this thing's so nice. I almost, in some ways, wish it was original, just because it honestly, I mean, you guys have been following us when we've sold 6,000 mile Jeeps, 9,000 mile Jeep, 12,000 mile Jeep. I mean, we've sold probably 15 less than 30,000 miles, and condition wise, I mean, this thing's up there. It really, really is. Another thing with this material, a lot of times it hides a lot of lint coming up and everything else. But if you look at this one, there's no lint coming up. There's no snagging. It's just in really, really, really good condition. Really good. And usually, even though sometimes these sides aren't cracked, this has a nice bolster to it. It doesn't go down like a lot of them do. So, I mean, literally very little use. I mean, look at the seat belt. We haven't touched this thing. We haven't cleaned it. We haven't done anything. I mean, just little details like this. A little something there, but what are you gonna do? But I'm telling you, this thing is, all the seals are perfect. Usually this seal right here is usually coming off to some degree. Yeah, I mean, this thing, wow, it actually is. Those are always broken. We 3D print these. You got your remote for your head unit. Look, even I didn't even know that. Changed this tooth out. So that is the gear speed inside your transfer case that determines the gear that your speedometer is giving you. And since he has put a slightly larger tire, you got to change these, and that was done. So that's really cool. This is probably the stock one, or it may even be an extra one. It's probably an extra one. All your books and manuals. You got 2 keys on there with a master of remote, another master of remote here. Wouldn't expect anything less. Good tension on the emergency brake. Let's take her on a quick drive. Come on now, guys. Y'all better hop on this one. If these wheels and tires really don't suit your sort of needs, I think our DAS wheels and tire setup will look absolutely awesome on here. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead, reverse, backup camera. I'm gonna put it in drive. Let's just say you wanna access your backup camera, hit the switch, boom, backup camera. Really nice. So she's been idling the whole time. Look at that oil pressure at full operating temperature. 42 PSI oil pressure at idle. That is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Now, if you're hearing anything hit, that key is swinging. And so all the windows work. We have one of our, this is a Duramax diesel with an Allison transmission H2 that we sold. It is going to Alaska, so it's getting ready to go to Seattle, Washington. Well, first Tacoma, then Seattle, which is right there, to the port, and then heading over to Alaska. Not sure if you can tell, but those upgraded headlights are a must. I do want to mention, you know, he obviously got the full driveline serviced on here. He got the cylinder head done. There is a very, very slight seepage for the rear main seal. So we're most likely just going to go ahead and knock that out. That's probably service-wise. Obviously, we'll do an oil change, and we'll probably go ahead and do obviously the oil pan gasket as well. So this thing's pretty much ready to go out. We have probably between paint correction, the rear gate, and the servicing that I mentioned, probably 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 work days, and she'll be ready to either pick up or ship out. So not something you're gonna have to wait a long time for. Look at that oil pressure. Look at the temperature. This Jeep will not be driven by myself, and we're not the type of shop where people come by and test drive stuff. So you're gonna buy this Jeep with 57,000, we'll say 800. I do have to bring it to the inspection station, but it will be 57,800 and change, most likely 57,852. By the time we finish this test drive, the state inspection station is about 3 miles each way, so maybe a hair over, but nonetheless, it's not going to have anything more than 10 miles on it from the time we're done with this test drive. running into some traffic right now, guys. I'm not going to bore you guys with 10, 15, 20 mile an hour driving. I'm going to turn around right here. So we're approaching 5 o'clock, so we're going to be in a bunch of traffic. I'm going to turn around, head back to the office. I hope you guys enjoy watching this video. If you guys are looking for a super nice Cherokee, this is it. I mean, it doesn't get any better. Like I said, any changes that you want done, for the most part, we're willing to do wheels and tires. That's simple enough. I think that's probably, and if you want to add anything, rear tire carrier, bumper, anything like that, we'll be more than happy to add. But for the most part, we're going to keep it the way it is. We'll do wheels and tires, and I think that will be it. Thanks for viewing. Any questions? 855-XJ Jeeps, 855-955-3377. If you have a Jeep and you want us to upgrade, modify, whatever with, you can give us a call. However, we are booked pretty solid, but you can definitely give us a call to see what we have opening wise. And if it's a smaller build, we can sort of get you in. If it's a full restoration, that's where our 18-month to 2-year plus time frame really comes into play. Thanks for viewing. Have a great weekend.